To explore the seas with the crew of your closest friends, taking on adventures of plundering treasures and laughing about it all together on the way home. Well, I don't have any friends. So this is the story of how I took on the Sea of Thieves alone. So after picking my character and then waking up on the floor, I ended up talking with this ghost guy who taught me how to fight, find treasure, and sail my boat. After that, I was tossed into the real world where I picked up my first quest, and it was time to see if I had what it took to make it on my own. On the next island, I witnessed a murder. Anyways, then I helped clean up the mess like the good citizen that I am, and then I left, and I never told a soul. I went on to complete my first voyage, and I also found out on the way home that if you crash into enough rocks that your ship sinks, which personally I just think is a bit unreasonable. When I returned to the port, I decided the gold hoarders wasn't quite my style, but the Order of the Souls, now that I can get behind. So I went on a bit of a skeleton rampage, and I learned about explosive barrels. Heck, I haven't made enough money to buy my first pirate hat. I then headed over to Shipwreck Bay, where I definitely did not immediately hit that rock in front of me. I did, however, fight some more skeletons, I practiced my instrument a bit, and I responsibly sailed the seas. Oh, and I found out that the Order of the Souls emissary license costs 20,000 coins. Dang, only if there was some cash laying around somewhere. So I went back to work, killing skeletons, stacking their skulls, and selling their remains. Oh, and this is Dave. He's, well, I'm not really sure what his deal is, but I like him, so I named him Dave. On my next venture, I found a magic staff, and so anyway, I started blasting. Well, one more can't hurt. Anyways, I continued back onto my ship, where I took up the voyages that I had assigned, and pistol-proof Palmer, huh? We'll see about that. And with that, I was able to finally purchase the emissary license I was after. And to start off this journey right, I decided to begin my first real adventure. They gave me a magic compass, and I was eager to follow its trail. After hunting far and wide, I had bested all three of these skeletons, and each of them dropped a unique key. And with this last one, I excitedly sailed back to the port with nothing to stop me. Okay, what in the world could I have even hit? I'm in the middle of the ocean. What? Nonetheless, it was just a quick recovery later, and me and my keys were back en route, heading towards the port, which was right on the horizon now. Honestly, I was just back to celebrating a job well done. Oh, right, and I saw my first real-life ship. Although I was pretty excited to meet this other crew and see what adventures they've been up to, I still had the keys as my main objective here, so I wanted to do that first. Oh, that must have been an accident. That's weird. Another one? Uh-oh. Things got bad fast. I grabbed the first thing that I saw and I ran straight to the island. I tossed the chest down in the first corner I came across and realized my ship was already being boarded. I had to make sure that they wouldn't sink my ship with the keys on board. One down, but they weren't my priority. I had to board up what I could, get rid of the water, and find somewhere to stash these keys. At least that was my original plan, but quickly I realized that things were moving faster than I anticipated. I knew I wouldn't have enough time to safely secure all three keys, so instead I devised a new plan. To face them straight on and fight, like the pirate I wanna be. Okay, so I won't spare you the details, but I came up with a new plan. Run, I'm gonna run. And just like that, we are back to the seas, alone, without anyone following and trying to kill us. Yep, no, this is a problem. It's been 10 minutes. They want us dead. I slipped into stealth mode, just, in case that helps. And then my next idea was to go up to the top, raise the white flag, ring the bell, and just really let them know that I'm done. I'm done. Huh? So yeah, I've seen better days, and the other ship still continued to shoot at me, ram into me occasionally, trying to sink me. But I was not about to let my baby sink. Not now. Not with all my keys on it. And not after all we've been through. I boarded it up as much as I could, and even when all my wood was gone, I kept bucketing away. Why were they still after me, I was wondering. And then it hit me. Maybe they never saw my flag. I mean, after all, it was pretty dark, and the shark and everything. So I decided to ask for mercy. I can't believe I didn't think of this earlier. I mean, negotiation is, after all, my number one skill. Oh. Great. It's hard to say how long I've been on the run since that last encounter, but to be honest, I'm finally confident that I think I've actually lost them. So I'm at my way back to the plunder outpost to return my keys, and before I knew it, This adventure was finally coming to a sweet conclusion. Oh, how it felt good to finally be back, and even my chest was still here. Check that out. You didn't think I forgot about that, did you? Oh, and this is funny. I found out she doesn't actually take the keys. How about that? Yeah, I didn't even have to bring them here in the first place. That's real great. But even though she doesn't take them, I do still have to get the keys off the boat because, in case you forgot, I have no wood, and that boat is sinking as we speak. So, quick adaptation to the plan, remove the keys, but instead of returning, hide them here, and find a new boat to put them on. And hold on, what is that? Did you see that? Oh boy, now if that's not karma, I don't know what is. That is amazing. And if it wasn't already good enough, on my way to returning the second key to the hiding spot, I realized there's wood in the barrels on the island. We might not have to abandon our ship after all. Wait, what's that? No, great. Alright, scratch what I just said. We're gonna grab the key and run. Like, was that not their ship earlier? I could have sworn that it was sinking. Whatever, let's just get out of here. R.I.P. You were good to us. No, this isn't right. My keys are finally secure, and there's nothing left I can lose. It's finally time to do what I should have done from the start. Too easy! Oh, looks like you dropped something there, guy. Let me pick that up for you. And you know what? While we're at it, let's take it to a nice safe home. Oh wait, there's stuff in it? Well, I suppose I should organize it for them too then. I returned to let them know where I put their things. I said goodbye to my keys and I finally headed home. And just as according to plan, we had a ship there waiting for us. All we had to do now was return to the island, grab our keys, and continue the adventure. 3 keys, 3 chests. The first of which being extremely complicated. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, never mind. It's right there. There's really not that much to say about these 3 chests, but they were really fun to find, actually. And to say I didn't enjoy the ride home would be a complete understatement. I mean, look at this. All the treasures behind me. The sea is completely open. Not to jinx it, but it's kind of perfect. Where? Oh. I fought for a bit, but then decided that running was my best option. And believe it or not, we actually safely made it back to the port. Well, we made it back to the port. That's the point there. But I carried in our 3 chests, unlocked by our 3 keys, and brought an end to our very first adventure. Never again. That almost killed me. So I did more questing, some light reading, pig slaying, engaged in pyromantic activities, ran into another crew, killed, got killed.
He got me.
Yeah, sorry about that. It won't happen again. Did it again. Had a small celebration, and then went back to sailing, and more sailing. To pass the time, I gave fishing a go, and after a few tries, I finally caught what has to be the best fish I have ever seen. Yeah, I know, it's me. It's Minnow, the fish. So, I don't know, just subscribe. That took way too long to do. Okay, now I'm just showing off. Put that away. Seriously though, this fish is super cool, and I was a big fan. I wanted to keep the little guy safe, so I put him down below with the rest of the food in case he gets hungry. I went on to fight some more skeletons, except this time they were immortal for some reason. I couldn't really figure it out, so I just stood on this rock, and I waited until they left. Except for this guy, he stayed. I continued island hopping, killing more and more skeletons, and I think the word was getting around because this one guy just gave up mid-fight. But nonetheless, I decided to continue my skeleton rampage, and up next on the list was Chicken Isle. This was perfect because I've been wondering for a while now how many chickens are actually on this island. I mean, it must be a whole lot to get that name. But first, chickens! Chickens? None. 0 chickens. It was a lie, it was a scam, and it was a tourist trap, and I had to know, was Snake Island the same? Don't do this to me, Sea of Thieves! Where in the world are they? Oh, jeez. Alright, 1 snake, that's not bad. A lot of pigs, but you know what? 1 snake better than Chicken Isle, you gotta start somewhere, so. Hey, where are you going? In other news, I spotted a ship on the way in, and I kept a very close eye on him because I was not in the mood to lose everything I had collected. But even after switching islands, he was still hanging around, and with my emissary level being the highest it's been so far, having a decent amount of loot and being super close to Plunder Outpost, I decided to make a safe decision and head back. And with clear skies, an open sea, and a direct line, I was excited to... Wait, why'd the boat stop? Uh-oh. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't good. I did manage to recover most of it, but the one thing that was lost that I can never get back was my friend. Anyways, it was getting real hard explaining to Dave why I had so many skeleton skulls, so I decided to retire the soul faction and go back to my gold guy. And after some treasure mapping, crab critiquing, direction walking, and digging about 20 holes in the wrong spot, I remembered why I left him in the first place, and I decided to sell what I had and talk with this lady instead.
How nice to see you.
I was given 2 crates and tasked to capture some chickens that seemed easy enough. The first island I checked was reminiscent of Chicken Isle, but thankfully the next island had some boys just begging to be caged. This ghost lady showed up trying to take my chicken from me, but I was pretty good at running away from problems at this point. And after my chicken run, I was tasked to deliver 2 crates of rum and some cloth to Henry. Now stealing chickens? No problem, but something about leaving Henry alone on this island with all this rum didn't quite sit right with me. So I thought it was best if I only gave him the cloth and I took the rum back. Okay, fine, take it all. While looking for more chickens, I came across a chest of sorrows. In an attempt to cheer him up and atone for my enablement of Henry's alcoholism, I decided to bring him aboard. But all he did was cry and cry, trying to sink me like everyone else, so I ditched him at the next chance I got. I went back to supporting alcoholism. I found out I was still far from becoming a pirate legend, and I bought a barrel disguise to cheer myself up, which it did. Feeling better, I went back and decided to start my next big adventure, the Shroudbreaker. I worked on figuring out where to go next while watching a battle happen on the map for some entertainment. It was nice not being a part of it for once. I found the islands I was after and soon the sunken ship along with its log, which should lead me to the next locations on the map, and oh great. But it's alright, because little did they know, I had a plan this time around. Okay, but my plan did not anticipate them just coming straight for me. The impact knocked me out of barrel form and forced me to fight. With them now dead and the other one still on their ship, I knew I had time to repair, but while doing so, I realized there was no way they would be dumb enough to let me do my barrel trick again. They seem way smarter than that. Never mind, this might work.
Hello?
It had worked. This meant it was time for phase 2, my specialty, negotiation. I'm busy. There's no way they'll be able to do anything. If I'm busy, they've got to leave.
You can't just see her and be like, I'm busy. That's not how it works.
But according to Article 6 of the Pirate Code, this is how it works. I realized reasoning with criminals was useless, and when they brought out the explosive barrel, I decided to do it myself. And that is why I'm a hero. Okay, you don't get it. I continued on my journey, tracking down this chest with a totem inside that unlocked this cave. Once inside, I completed the puzzle, went digging for medallions, and uncovered the piece I was finally after. I carefully took it off its pedestal and left the island without anyone knowing I was ever even there. And with that out of the way, it was finally time to start the Cursed Rogue. Except there was one little problem. Of course, there just had to be another interruption. But at this point, I was tired of enemies, tired of fighting. So, I decided to become their friends, join their crew. My plan was to sneak aboard their ship without them knowing and hide as a barrel. It's worked once, so why not again? And this is how it went. to business. I spawned back in on a random island and was immediately greeted with another magic staff, which is really nice. And without wasting time, I whipped open the book to see what was next. This one was going to be tricky, because instead of providing any names of islands or even directions, it just gave a picture. I was going to have to search deep into my memory for an island that looked like the one drawn here, and then... Wait, never mind, it's literally the island I spawned on. Alright, well that's handy. Okay, well now all we gotta do is find the key. Okay pal, that was my lane. Anyways, now that we had the key, the next step was to find the chest. Alright, well this isn't the chest, this is just the chest that makes me drunk. But this here is the chest. And once I opened it with my key, I had everything I needed to head back home. And I should have expected this by now, but there was yet another stupid ship there waiting for me. From all my past experiences, I knew friendship was just not an option. So I grabbed my chest, buried it away, wielded my staff, and went to get the jump on them, to hopefully win this war before it even started. Huh, well that's a first. More like Sea of Friends, am I right? I turned in my things, received a new magic compass, and although it led us straight into a storm, we were soon in front of the skeleton we've long been after. Briggsy herself. What do you mean too slow? I'm standing right next to you and you're just... Okay. And she just wasn't that hard. She did drop a really cool skull though, so I'm excited to give it back to the Souls Lady because she's gonna love it. Okay. I got this guy jamming and started my next tale, the legendary storyteller. I first had to find this pointy rock. Oh yeah, okay, this book is much more my style. Pointy rock? Check. Into the belly? Check. Okay, now to find 2 waterfalls with the boat to the right. Oh, check. But what's this wee part all about? Huh, that was cool. I continued on my path across the treacherous bridge, up the fiery stairs, and over to the evil statues where I found my first key. Thanks. Key 2 is the same. Pointy rock, weird statue, buried underground. The next one was a bit different. I had to find these 3 islands, line up the map accordingly, and bingo. When I arrived to the new island, I saw some trash laying around in the water, which is unacceptable, so I decided to help clean up every last piece. The chest itself wasn't too hard to find, and once unlocked, it revealed a carved plank, which was going to be a bit trickier to decode than anything previous. Well, at least it would have been, if I didn't happen to just turn it around by complete accident right away to reveal the coordinates. I don't even know why I did this. I never turn anything around. Anyways, C10. That's where we're headed next. But first, we might as well take a quick pit stop since there's an outpost along the way. So I sold the treasure that I had collected all by myself. I got killed after doing so. I spent 20 minutes sailing back. I spent another 10 running away from the same ship that just killed me, and easy peasy, we arrived at C10. And there's nothing here. Well, that's because it turns out it's not a C, it's a G. You didn't notice that, did you? You would have told me, right? Here we are at G10, just as planned. I lined up the map, and bam, the treasure was all mine. And with this, it meant we were finally able to go back home. On our way, we ran into a fellow slooper. We said hi. With a flare, of course. What else would we do? And alas, yet another tall tale out of the way. Done and dusted. Shiver me timbers! Look at the time! Has it really been 24 hours? Yes, they had. 24 hours of playing Sea of Thieves alone. Down to the minute. So if you're still here watching with me, please do consider subscribing and letting me know what you liked or didn't like down below. I actually had a blast making this video and I'm excited to start making more. Oh, and I'd also love to see any stories of your own from this game, so definitely comment if you have any and I'll be sure to check them out. I know that I'm stopping in the middle of a pretty big adventure here, but rules are rules. So if I should make a second part, of course I'll finish this, but I'm also going to need some help figuring out some ideas for what to do next, so please do share. Alright, well that's enough out of me, so until next time, see ya!